Bag fuel, baby.
They begged me to come back. When I came back after the New Year, 50 walked in. And I'm a kid from Queens, you know what I'm saying? I don't really, I don't see, I'm local. I don't come to the city. When I come to the city, I don't see these people. So when I saw 50, I'm like, oh shit, this is incredible. And this is when he was hot, you know what I mean? So it went from me not liking the place to being in the place, 50's here. I was so excited to see him that my heart was pumping out of my chest, and I'm like, he definitely hears this shit. He definitely hears this shit. And he walked off. I was a little starstruck, and I just thought it was cool. 2 days later, Fab. I've never seen these people. Fab walks in, then Kim walks in, and then like.
What the fuck is your family business? Why is your family so lit? The only people
it wasn't that. What happened was we started out in Jacob the jeweler's old spot. When Jacob went to 57th Street, it was in that exchange. So people walk in, and I spoke the language. Everyone was there, it was all suit and tie shit. So I feel like everybody gravitated towards me. It was just easy, you know. And then it became me not knowing anybody, not being able to get into really, my fucking network wasn't really anything. To meeting up with people that own these clubs, I couldn't even get in before. Now I'm pulling up and it's like, oh shit, my man owns this shit. You know what I mean? It's nice. So it was nice. The transition was nice for me because I went from being the 26, 27-year-old, just sheltered Queens boy to having a beautiful network within 6 months of being in the business. So I saw the value of that when I was there.
Interesting. And when these rappers are coming, like, how are you helping them guide through their purchase? Because, not only is it about how it glistens, the colors, all.
I always had attention to detail and everything. I was always like a car kid, right? So like my shit was always crisp. Okay. So I applied all that kind of stuff to, my room was clean. I grew up with my brother was very messy growing up. And I think I developed like a mild case of OCD. Nothing crazy, just a mild case.
I got it.
You know what I mean? I don't touch a door 10 times before I leave the house, but like I like my shit neat.
Yeah, I got
it. We used to share a room and it was all fucked up and it was just.
Yeah, I told you, I talked. I'm an OCD. I'm an OCD. He come to my. I'm an OCD.
Right. I like my things in a certain way. So like I would see. I had to bully my way into the diamond industry because it's you're either grandfathered in or you're brought in by family. Okay. Nobody, like if you go tomorrow to try to be a jeweler, it's not happening.
Wow.
Not because of what you are, you know what I'm saying?
It's just not how the rules
are. Yeah, it's just you need to know somebody. It's a trust game. Because if I run away with somebody's shit, how are they gonna get it back? Like if I'm working for somebody, right? I can steal a diamond that's this small that's worth like $1 million. Where are they getting that back from? You get what I'm saying? So it has to be somebody that knows somebody that can get to you eventually. Or you have to work your way up and get trusted into the, but it's tough. They don't bring you in. It's a dirty game.
Okay.
It's very dirty. It looks great.
But every game that got a lot of money attached to it seems to be a dirty game.
Yeah, but back to what I was saying as far as like, I would see a lot of holes in a lot of jewelers' games because they would just, you take a piece of gold and you start throwing diamonds in it. You can't really see anything but the diamonds, so you get kind of fooled by the glitz. But I always like to, pay attention to detail, and I wouldn't really skip seams, so I would like make sure everything is sexy. You understand?
Of course.
Yeah, so I think people started seeing that and understanding that, and I would compare stuff. So I kind of gave. The only person that I felt was paying attention to detail like that was Jacob the Jeweler and Ben Baller at the time.
Ben Baller.
Yeah, so like in my eyes, because Jacob comes from my culture, he was like the guy.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So he was a target of mine. But then like in our younger culture vibe, it was Ben Baller.
Is that why somebody like Floyd would get predominantly, if not all, his jewelry from you?
Floyd fucks with everybody, but Floyd and I, we built like a friendship. You know what I mean? Like I never. He's one of those people that don't like people that like front about money and shit like that. And I never did that with him when it was like, because there's been times I had 100,000 on the neck, 50 on the wrist, zero money in my bank account. And I was working for somebody. You don't know that. So I'm pulling up places, looking great. But and I would always like fuck with Floyd and tell him, like, yo, I don't really have any kind of paper right now. And I feel like he always respected that. So it was, I think he always looked out for me.
It's because you were straight up.
I was straight up. There was never any like
Plus you had
extra shit. You can't compete with a guy like that. So people that get next to him and like, yo, I got this, I got that.
So
They don't
people
care about
actually
that
get
shit.
around him and compete with
I
the
feel
money
like-
and the shit. Like, why would they do that?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people want to act like they have it like that, but it's. I don't think that's the important part.
Nigga was getting $100 million a fight.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they talking about?
I don't-
We're not arguing with Floyd Mayweather about money and jewelry and clothes. Like, come on.
I don't know what that's about, but I feel like he always. I was always honest with him.
What was that first meeting like with him? Like,
We actually, the first time he came in, I was such a fan. I literally just finished up a pay-per-view fight at my house. I was like, I had a bunch of people over. He came through, another one that walked in, and I was so excited. It was my first time being alone in the booth. First time. I worked there for like a month and a half. The day they leave me alone in the booth, this motherfucker walks in with like 50 people, and I'm like, oh shit. I go to give him a pound, he gives me one of these. I'm like, all right. So I don't even know how to. I'm in my head. I'm thinking, all right, this guy just want to fight. He definitely got like 200-300 M's. I'm just bringing everything out from the window, and he's like, "Where's my man at?" I'm like, I don't even. So there was a kid that worked there before me that he used to fuck with, and I'm like, I don't know. And then my cousin came back, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to. Let me work with you." So he kind of like played me a little bit, and I was upset. I left there I was like, I'm never fucking with him again, ever. I was so upset. I was hurt because
that's competitive.
I was a
competitiveness
real fan. No, but I liked him.
He liked
I liked him.
This is what I'm saying. It's like the music shit when I be like, I don't like niggas no more because they whack. I don't want to hear their
so
music.
I was really upset. So I was like, I'm never fucking with him again. So I just started getting into making jewelry a little bit. This is the time I wasn't making jewelry. I was just sales. So I made a pair of rosary beads that were just a different vibe, just a different style. And he happened to come in like a month later. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna say a fucking word to this. I'm not saying shit to him. I took my shit. My cousin was in the booth at the time. So I turned around, I'm on my computer on Twitter, doing my thing. He's talking to my cousin. And he's like, yo, that's a nice necklace. I'm like, this shit right here? And I automatically went from not fucking with him to like, yo, you.
That's real shit though.
I got excited.
Real shit.
So he was like, yo, let me get that. And I had like 2-3 more in it. So he cleaned me out and we kind of kicked it. And it was my first time.
He bought them all?
He bought them all. And it was my first time making money.
Wow.
And that right there started my jewelry.
Love?
Not love, but just designing, because I was like, all right, I finally made something that a fucking superstar bought. So for me, it gave me that, like, he put the battery in my back. So
Confidence.
I was like, confidence. No, I knew what I liked. I knew what I liked for me, but I didn't know if somebody else would like it. You know what I'm saying? So then after that, I was trusted in that space to make everything.